I'm getting a planning here and or a waiting, okay? So let's clarify that energy. Judgment. There's a resurrection of something here. There's a resurrection. Okay, but and this is going to be different for everybody because I kind of feel like this split energy. For many of you, it's going to be a resurrection of your own personal happiness, your feelings of belonging. Okay, because for this gift to come in, so some of you are going to be receiving a gift from somebody. This could be reconnection, reconciliation, or this is a gift from the divine of your own personal happiness, your own feelings of love and belonging here, okay? You're going to be redeeming something that was long lost. I have 19 that breaks down into a 10, okay? So we have 10, 10 showing up. And then the 10 of swords. There's this heavy defeated energy, right? So you're kind of like caught up. They want you to move forward. They want you to leave this energy, okay? So I'm just kind of being backed up here. A double time 111, all right? Right now it's winter time. So they're giving me this strong energy of this time right now is for you to shed. Okay, this is a time for you to start listening to the inner knowing, the thoughts. Okay, you're seeing crows, maybe even black feathers here are being shown to you. Okay, and this renewal phase is really important because you need to have a shift in your perspective so that you can receive. Your approach, you need to change your approach, the flexibility to receive, to receive, to receive your justice. Okay, and in love, right? So again, many of you guys, there's something that's unfinished here, and you need to release the grief so that you can come into union, so that you can have this celebration. Okay, so in part one, I was talking about grace and mercy, and right now they're giving me this energy of practicality here. Okay, so many of feminines here are now coming into this energy where we're kind of um, like balancing the material world with the ethereal, right? So that takes a lot of practice, for us to really settle into the notion of following our intuition, but then using discernment, right? Allowing the flow of energy and the flow of our life, but then also grounding into setting intentions, co-creating, right? So it's like this really delicate balance that many of us are learning, and I think that's where this middle ground is. It's like this in-between world where, like, many of us feminists, we're kind of like in this in-between, like, okay, I'm learning to have strength and worth and self-love and apply that in the physical world, right? The grace of moving through life as I'm supposed to, as I'm being guided to, right? But then also standing in this empowerment. Okay, and so many of us are dealing with heavy grief and anger, and they're telling me inner child. So a lot of us feminines here are in this inner child turmoil, where our inner child is still trying to ground in and work through and flow with this. They're telling me sediment. Isn't that like hard rock? Sediment. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense here, where there's this like hard rock, this sediment of grief, right? This heaviness of the turmoil that our inner childs have experienced here, and we need to move through that because it's unfinished. It needs to transmute out because we are stuck in this defeat. We're stuck in this, or attached to this suppression. All right, and we may believe that we're being practical, right? We're taking a methodical approach here, but it's actually it needs to change. It actually needs to change. Clarify, how do you want this change to occur? Thank you. Right here. The emotional, the Empress, destiny, the grief, the sadness, the loss. But this is actually the Nine of Cups. Many of us are afraid to go onto new paths, afraid to follow our heart, the feeling of loss, betrayal, or oppressed and betrayal, the grief. That needs to change. Many of us have suitors that are going to be coming in, and we cannot carry this over. Yeah, we cannot stay in this stagnant energy. We need to make the choice, because there's going to be a connection here that is going to come into our lives. All right. And I broke it over to the Lovers. So it's Two of Cups and the Lovers. All right. So definitely being backed up, right? Where we need to transmute out this density. There's growth here. And the conflict. They want us to have a breakthrough. Many of you may be still in like a chaser energy where you feel like you need to step up and take the lead. They want you to break through that and overcome a boundary. There's an illusion in a boundary from the past. We're holding on to something. We have a boundary. This is a boundary. I'm going to go into part 3.